everyone, and welcome back to Open. Our last guest is a Bronx native who's been writing since the age of 15. He uses his inspiration from emotions such as love, trauma, and personal experiences to evoke a dramatic and comedic tone. He's also the author of Lost in Wonder. When he's not writing, you can catch him at like local bars or coffee shops in Queens and the Lower East Side. Pero he's here with us today and he's going to share some more about his writing. So please welcome writer and poet Nathan Dillard. Hello and welcome.
Hello, hello, hello. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, it's our pleasure to have you. And I kind of skimmed over your new book, but congratulations on that. That's no easy task.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and so um, I also mentioned that you're like performing in coffee shops and local cafes and things of that nature. But I think it's important for us to really talk about your style in choosing to express yourself, right? Obviously, we have a book. And you're doing it with from this place of focusing on love, trauma, and then there's the comedic tone, which I'm kind of like, well, how do you put all those three together? So do share with us a little bit about your journey.
My Georgia, I've been writing poetry ever since I was 15. I've been doing spoken word for the past 5 years. So, so when I first thought about writing a book, people said I should just write it. So it's not a the writing book wasn't hard,
Right.
but
Because
putting it
you,
together
uh huh.
was the hardest part, and how to organize it and put it into style and how to feed the audience with what you want them to hear.
Right. And so first of all, how many pieces are in your book?
It's like 40 plus pieces.
Right. So, and how many of those pieces were already written?
The like 10 of them was already written years ago.
Right. And then you just rewrote them to fit
Yeah,
whatever storyline. So, what kind of arc are
yeah.
we talking about when visiting the book?
You facing many things. Trauma, relationship, sex, community, and religion.
And religion. And so you mentioned trauma, and we had a guest on earlier, and we were referring to domestic violence awareness. October's
Oh yeah.
Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and I always I like engaging in these conversations because um, we kind of only most of the time hear one side, and part of the discussion was based on the fact that. Sometimes we don't even realize that we're in that kind of relationship and how the trauma of our background actually seeps into your means of relating. So, can you share with us a little bit about, I guess, your first story you said was called Traumatic Child, your first poem in the book?
Yes. When I was 14, I was bullied for a lot of things, and I was peer pressure to do things that I didn't want to do, which led me to getting in trouble at school, getting suspended, and be arrested by the police.
Yeah. And so, like from back then, right? We're talking about from when you were a freshman in high school to where you are now, and now using the pen and the paper to resolve your matters, right? So,
Yes.
right, which is a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful practice, and thank you for sharing it with our viewers. And hopefully, this will help somebody also in whatever needs they may have, right? But coming from there to where you are now, like what have you learned in I guess the traumatic experience of whatever self-work you had to do from a psychological perspective of being bullied and almost becoming a bully yourself, right? Because that's what happens, right? Because it's like
Yeah.
actions affect actions and reactions. So what have you learned from then to now?
Just forgive them. Cause forgiveness is the best thing ever happened to me, because it's like if I keep holding a grudge, then I'm the one that's gonna be angry all the time, not them. So it's like my the easy way to get out is just to forgive.
Yeah, and it's lighter on the body too. You sounds to me like you've done a lot of work.
Yeah.
And I'm saying from an internal place, it's a beautiful thing, and it's lovely to hear it from the perspective of a male figure. So thank you for bringing it here on air with us. I know we're going to be hearing one of your pieces after the break. I know it's not from the book, but I love that we're going to close out with love. So thank you for bringing love to our space, Nathan.
Yes.
All right, you guys, don't go anywhere because when we return, and Nathan Dillard is going to perform for us, and you don't want to miss.